Right guys, what I'm going to do is show you how to make a catfish dumbbell rig. I'm on quite a lot of the Facebook groups for catfish and notice there's not really many videos on YouTube or on the internet of how to tie the rigs properly. There's loads of pictures but no videos, so I'm going to do a video today of the catfish dumbbell rig, which to be honest I think is definitely the best rig for catfish, and it's most enjoyable. Watching the balls floating around and watching when they attack and pull that under is quite exciting. It's almost the same as fishing on the top for carp, but a million times better in my eyes. Really easy to tie. What you want to do first is jump on eBay and find these PGA Tour indoor outdoor training balls. They're pretty much just solid foam golf balls, really, just practice ones. Buy these instead of the Catfish Pro ones, because these you get about 12 of them for about 3 or 4 quid, whereas the Catfish Pro ones I think you pay about a fiver for 3 or 4. Right, what you want to do is get 2 of those, and any tackle shop will do packets of stiff rig tubing. The stiffer the better, you buy it in really long lengths. What you want to do is cut sort of the length of your forearm, almost a section of that, and then what you want to do is get 2 of the poly balls, pierce some holes in either side, push it through, swap it around, do it the same for the other side. It can be a bit of a pain to get them through, but once they're through they're quite stiff. They don't really move around. Some people put silicone on top or dab a bit of glue. I've never had an issue with it. And what you want to do then is, this is a different one I use, but it's a bit longer. Put some silicone tubing over either end. Doesn't really matter how long, just enough on there. Just buys a bit of shot bead, and then something for the swivel to sit in. Once you've done that, it should look like that. A bit of silicone either end. Put that to one side. What you want to do then is tie the rig. It's really short. You want to make sure that this is actually shorter than the length of the dumbbell, because that way it stops it getting tangled when you're casting. So you can see that it's probably 4 inches shorter than the actual dumbbell. And very easy to tie, but I'll show you how to tie it anyway. My personal favourite hooks, actually recommended to me by Scott Wearing off of UK Catfishing. Have a look on Facebook, I'll put a link in the description. Gold label tackle, carp and catfish penetrator hooks. I prefer size 1/0 when I'm using live baits, but personal choice really. People use bigger, use smaller, but these are ones that I've had the most success on. So grab one of them. And the hook link material I use is the Kristen Quicksilver in 45 lb. It's more of a sort of a brazen resistant shock leader, but it works perfectly for the cats, and it's not that thick either really. So what we're going to do is cut a small section off, maybe start with sort of 10 inches or so, and then what you're going to do is tie exactly how you would a sort of a carp hair rig, but obviously don't tie the loop. So stick it through the back of the eye, and I like to go around 9 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then back round twice, and then just back through. Make sure it comes out the front, and then just pull that down. And then what you want to do is make sure you get some big beefy swivels, and remember, make sure when you tie the swivel on it's shorter than the length of the dumbbell. I won't go through the knots I like to tie because everyone uses different ones, but normally I tie the Polymer because I find it strong, and I've never had one snap off yet. There you go, just pull that down, snip the end off, and what you should have is quite a short hook link. It's sort of similar to, it's not focusing very well, but similar to a carp hair rig, but without the loop on the end. Put that to one side. Get that back, and what you want to do is to set this rig up. What you want to start off with is I use a decent lead, so I'm using one's sort of 4 ounce gripper lead. I don't know if you can see that, 4 ounce gripper lead, and I make sure I use these sort of Nash rung rings, and you can buy them in packs. They're quite cheap. And they literally go over, these bits here go over the top of the swivel, actually on the lead, and a pin goes through. And actually, I open the packet up. Don't know how well you can see it, but it's almost like an extended eye. There you go. And that's where you stick the swivel in there and a pin goes through. So get one of them ready. Stick that over your line. And then what I like to use is a tackle box in Kent. Do these monster cat beads. They're 12mm rubber beads. So, grab one of those. Sorry about that. Grab one of those, thread it over the line. And once you've done that, what you want to do is thread the actual dumbbell. Sorry, I just got the camera sorted. Actually thread the dumbbell, or sorry, thread your line through, so with stiff tubing it's quite easy to get it through. It's not as if you're trying to put it through silicone tubing when you're doing carp fishing. There you go. Just all the way through, and then what you want to do is grab your hook link and just tie that on with a proper knot. We're just doing a quick knot there just to show you. Pull that out of the way. And what you should have, if it's tied properly, is something like that. So you've got your line going through, then you've got your bead, and your line goes up. Obviously it should have some silicone on the top. I've picked up the wrong one. That sits on the surface, and then your rig hangs off the end. And then what you have is, when you cast it out, it'll sit like that. The bead obviously stops the big run ring crushing the actual rig, and then that hangs down there. What I do like to do is you can buy rig rattles, which have a little ball bearing in the top. All you do is clip it around the hook link. Sometimes I'll put a little shot in place, stop it going down on the live bait's face, but to be honest I've never found any difference. And then what you do is when you cast it out, keep the line tight as you cast it out, and then all you do is slowly pan the line out, and what it should do, this should slowly sink to the top, and then you'll see the two balls come up. And then what you want to do is tighten down just so this one, which is the one that's linked more closer to the lead, should start to sink. And then what you do is release your line slightly and it'll go back up. And what you'll find is with a live bait on the end, you'll find it'll be doing this. It'll be wiggling around on the surface, which when you've got a rig rattle on, attracts them quite well. To think pretty much every cast I've done with a dumbbell rig, when the fish have been proper biting, I've always had a fish on. And the way I like to hook them, especially if the most common one I use is roach, is actually hook it through the top of its face and have the hook coming out. So if the hook's sitting like that, then the fish is sort of that side. with its tail at the back, and that's going right through his lip as if you'd hooked it, as if you were fishing for it normally. Because I find as they're swimming around, it activates this a bit better, makes that rattle go, and the cats as they come up from underneath grab it and then always hook. I've never had one not catch. That's pretty much it. It's quite a straightforward rig to use. If there's any bits I've missed and you're not too sure, or you want to ask questions, ask below and I'll try and modify the video if I can, or I'll try and answer it. But there's loads of groups on Facebook. I'll put some links in the bottom. Join, there's a lot of us, and there's quite a few of us that have got good tips. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.